Greetings, this is Doc Ock coming at you live and direct today from Black Facts Headquarters Central with the daily news and views all the way from Ethiopia. We're bringing you some of the good stuff today. So, we hope everybody had a great weekend and will have an even better week because we are ready to throw down. The plot thickens, as we say over here, and we are right in the midst of the plotting. No, I take that back. Not the plotting and the planning, because guess what? This is not man's plan we're talking about here. We're talking about God's plan. Straight up. Okay? That's how the word is coming down. And it's coming right out of this book we're reading here, otherwise known as the Kebra Nagast, the Queen of Sheba, and her only son Menelik, or also known as the Glory of the Kings of Ethiopia. Very important story. This is a story, the greatest story that's never been told. The greatest story that's never been told, all the way back from the days of old, the days of yore, and my glory, as a matter of fact. And we're praying for some more glorious days in the future as well. But in the meanwhile, we're going to go pell-mell right into our story right after we do our proverb of the day. And let's see what we've got to offer you today in the form of a proverb. Let's see. Oh, we've read quite a few proverbs out of here. Yep, at 600 and almost 650 live streams, we read one every single day. Although we did have some that were not in this book, but most of them have come out of this book. Today's proverb is, when you are rich, you are hated. When you are poor, you are despised. So what is it better to be, rich or poor? For better or for worser? Who knows? Hard to say. But what we can say is when you are rich, you are hated. And when you are poor, you are outright despised. And that, of course, has got to be an Ashanti proverb, no less. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and return to the good book on the Queen of Sheba as we read more about the Queen of Sheba and her only son Menelik. We are right in the midst, like I said, of the plot thickening, so to speak. But really, what we're really dealing with here is, how can I say it? What we're really dealing with here is not so much the plot thickening, but we're coming to the climax. Exactly. The moment you've all been waiting for, when you actually learn how, number one, how did the Ark of the Covenant leave Israel? And number two, where did it go? Those are the two questions we're trying to answer right now. And we're getting all up into that. We may not finish it today, but we'll get it started and we'll get it off to a good start today. So let me see if I can get my get this slideshow running over here. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, that's me still over here. And, oh, I know why. There we go. Boom. Now we're ready. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. So, we're on chapter 40, chapter 46, how they made a plan concerning Zion. And while Azarias was asleep at night, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him, and said unto him, take to thee 4 goats, each a yearling. Now they shall be for your sins thyself, and Elmayas, and Abis, and Makri, and 4 pure sheep, yearlings also, and an ox whereon no yoke hath ever been laid, and thou shalt offer up the ox as a sacrifice on the east side of her, in other words, of Zion or Zion, and the and the sheep and the goats to the right and left thereof, and at the west of it, which is close to its exit. And your Lord David shall speak to Solomon the king, and shall say unto him, one thing I ask from thee, O Father, I would offer up a sacrifice to the holy city Jerusalem, and to my lady Zion, the holy and heavenly tabernacle of the law of God. And Solomon shall say unto him, do so. And David shall say unto him, let the son of the priest offer up sacrifice on my behalf, even as he knoweth. And he will give thee the command, and thou shalt offer up the sacrifice. And thou shalt bring forth the tabernacle of the law of God after thou hast offered up the sacrifice. And I will again show thee what thou shalt do in respect of it as to bringing it out. For this is from God. For Israel hath provoked God to wrath. And for this reason he will make the tabernacle of the law of God to depart from him. And when Azarias awoke from his dream, he rejoiced greatly, and his heart and his mind were clear. And he remembered everything that the angel of the Lord had shown him in the night, and how he had sealed him with the sign of the cross, and given him strength and heartened him. And he went to his brethren, and when they were gathered together, he told them everything that the angel of God had shown him, how the tabernacle of the law of God had been given to them, and how God had made blind his eye in respect of the kingdom of Israel, and how its glory had been given to others, and they themselves were to take away the tabernacle of the law of God, and how the kingdom of Solomon was to be seized by them, with the exception of 2 rods, and how it was not to be left to Rehoboam his son, and how the kingdom of Israel was to be divided. And Azarias said, rejoice with me, I rejoice, because it hath been shown unto me thus, for the grace of their priesthood and kingdom shall depart with us, and it shall be by the will of God. Thus said he, in other words, the angel unto me. And now come ye, and let us go and tell David our Lord, so that he may say to his father, I will offer up a sacrifice. And they went and told David, the son of Solomon, and he rejoiced. And he sent to Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, to come to him, that he might send him to his father. And he came, and David sent him to his father Solomon. And he said unto him, send me away, for I will depart to my own country, together with everything that thy goodness hath given me. And may thy prayers accompany me always whithersoever I shall go. But now there is one petition which I would make unto thee, if peradventure I have found grace with thee, and turn not away thy face from me. For I, thy servant, am going to depart, and I wish to offer up a sacrifice of propitiation or salvation for my sins in this thy holy city of Jerusalem and of Zion, the tabernacle of the law of God, and peace be with thy majesty. Chapter 47, the offering of Azariah and the king. And Joash, otherwise known as Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, went and told King Solomon, and the king rejoiced over it, and commanded them to make ready the altar of offering, so that his son might sacrifice. And he brought and gave unto him that which he had vowed to God, 100 bulls, 100 oxen, 10,000 sheep, 10,000 goats, and 10 of every kind of animal that may be eaten, and 10 of every kind of clean bird, so that he might offer libations and sacrifices to the God of Israel, and 20 silver sahal of fine white flour, each weighing 12 shekels, and 40 baskets of bread. All these things did Solomon the king give unto his son David. And again, David sent a message saying, let Azariah the priest offer up sacrifice on my behalf. And Solomon said unto him, do that which thou wishest. And Azariah rejoiced because of this thing. And he went and brought from his father's flock an oxen whereon never yoke had been laid, and 4 yearlings of the goats, and 4 clean yearlings of the sheep. And the king went to offer up sacrifice, and the priests made themselves ready. And the poor folk were gathered together, and the birds of the heavens rejoiced, and they were all united in their great gladness that day. And Azariah mingled his offerings with the offerings of the king, and he made an offering with his vessels, even as the angel of God had commanded him to do by night. And then, after they had offered up their sacrifices, they went back to their houses and slept. Chapter 48. How they carried away Zion. And behold, the angel of the Lord appeared again to Azariah, and he stood up above him like a pillar of fire, and he filled the house with his light. And he raised up Azariah and said unto him, stand up, be strong, and rise up thy brother Elmiah and Abasah and Machari, and take the pieces of wood, and I will open for thee the doors of the sanctuary. And take thou the tabernacle of the law of God, and thou shalt carry it without trouble and discomfort. And I, inasmuch as I have been commanded by God to be with it forever, will be thy guide when thou shalt carry it away. Ooh, excuse me. And Azariah rose up straightway and woke up the 3 men, his brethren, and they took the pieces of wood and went into the house of God. Now they found all the doors open, both those that were outside and those that were inside, to the actual place where Azariah found Zion, the tabernacle of the law of God, and it was taken away by them forthwith in the twinkling of an eye, the angel of the Lord being present and directing. And had it not been that God willed it, Zion could not have been taken away forthwith. And the 4 of them carried Zion away, and they brought it into the house of Azariah. And they went back into the house of God, and they set the pieces of wood on the place where Zion had been. And they covered them over with the covering of Zion. And they shut the doors and went back to their houses. And they took lamps and set them in the place where Zion was hidden. And they sacrificed the sheep there too, and burned offerings of incense there too. And they spread purple cloths over it, and set it in a secret place for 7 days and 7 nights. And I think we're going to end right there tonight. And we'll pick up tomorrow on chapter 49, how his father blessed his son. How his father blessed his son. As I said before, this is the greatest story that's never been told. The greatest story that's never been told. If I should be so bold, I think we can make that claim for real, for real. Now, when the story did first come out, when E.A. Wallace Budge first came out with the translation, 1922, the book was very popular. They had to go into a reprinting within 2 months after publication. And they had to republish it many times after that. So the book is known to a certain extent and was popular to a certain extent. But in the present, we hear about it not. The story has been left on the dustbin of history, thrown into the dustbin of history, left on the shelf, collecting dust, waiting for somebody to pick it up, to pick up the mantle and take it forward. And that's what we're doing here at Black Facts. So we appreciate your time, your support, your commentary. I see some people making some comments over here, and I will deal with those forthwith. But in the meanwhile, we need you all to do a couple things for us. Number one, give us a like if you're watching on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, as I see some people are, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. And then, if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that red button below to the Black Facts, the Tubular Black Facts channel. That is our channel, the Tubular Black Facts channel. We're on YouTube and Facebook twice a day, every day. We'll be coming back tonight with hopefully we should be able to conclude this book, but if not, we're coming back. We'll read a couple chapters more from Abraham Hannibal and the Raiders of the Sands tonight. And tomorrow we'll be back here again with more about the Queen of Sheba and her only son, Menelik. In the meantime, peace out without a doubt. We hope what we've related to you today will make you shout once you understand what it's all about, because it's all about telling our story from our perspective as much as possible.